The First World War, also known as the Great War, was one of the most devastating conflicts in human history, lasting from 1914 to 1918. It reshaped borders, altered the course of empires, and set the stage for major political changes across the globe. This war saw the introduction of modern warfare tactics, the use of new deadly technologies, and resulted in a level of destruction and loss of life that the world had never seen before. Causes of the war. The origins of World War I can be traced back to a web of alliances, militarism, nationalism, imperialism, and the complex relationships between the major powers of Europe. The immediate trigger was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary on June 28, 1914, by Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian Serb nationalist. This event set off a chain reaction of events, as Austria-Hungary, with the backing of Germany, declared war on Serbia. Russia, allied with Serbia, mobilized its forces, leading Germany to declare war on Russia. France, allied with Russia, was then drawn into the conflict, and when Germany invaded neutral Belgium to reach France, Britain declared war on Germany. The major fronts. The war was fought on multiple fronts, but the most notorious were the Western and Eastern fronts. The Western Front, stretching from the North Sea to the Swiss border, became synonymous with trench warfare, where soldiers faced brutal conditions, constant artillery barrages, and the terror of machine guns and poison gas. The Battle of the Somme and the Battle of Verdun are two of the bloodiest battles in history, with millions of men losing their lives in these protracted engagements. On the Eastern Front, the war was more fluid, with larger movements and battles, such as the Battle of Tannenberg, where the Germans decisively defeated Russian forces. However, the vast distances and the harsh conditions made the Eastern Front equally deadly. New warfare technologies. World War I was the first conflict to see widespread use of new military technologies that revolutionized warfare. Machine guns, capable of firing hundreds of rounds per minute, made traditional charges across open ground suicidal. Artillery became the deadliest weapon of the war, with huge guns capable of obliterating entire trenches. The war also saw the first use of poison gas, such as chlorine and mustard gas, which caused agonizing deaths and long-term health issues for survivors. Aircraft made their debut as tools of war, initially used for reconnaissance but later equipped with machine guns and bombs. The conflict also saw the introduction of tanks, which were developed to break through the entrenched positions on the Western Front. Although crude and unreliable at first, they would later become a staple of modern warfare. The global impact. World War I was truly a global conflict, with battles fought not only in Europe but also in the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. The Ottoman Empire, siding with Germany, engaged in fierce battles against British and French forces in the Middle East. The war also saw Japan, allied with the Entente powers, seizing German colonies in Asia. The war had a profound impact on the home fronts of the nations involved. Governments increased their control over economies, directing production towards the war effort, and introduced rationing and conscription. Propaganda was used extensively to maintain public morale and demonize the enemy. The conflict also led to significant social changes. The massive loss of life and the absence of millions of men from the workforce led to increased opportunities for women, who took on roles previously reserved for men. This shift played a crucial role in the post-war push for women's rights, including the right to vote. The United States enters the war. For much of the war, the United States remained neutral, but several factors eventually drew it into the conflict. The unrestricted submarine warfare conducted by Germany, which included the sinking of civilian ships like the Lusitania, and the interception of the Zimmermann telegram, in which Germany encouraged Mexico to attack the US, finally pushed America to declare war on Germany in April 1917. The arrival of fresh American troops and resources gave the Allies a much-needed boost. The end of the war. By 1918, the war had taken a heavy toll on all the nations involved. The Central Powers, particularly Germany, were exhausted and running out of resources. The Allies, bolstered by American reinforcements, launched a series of offensives that broke through German lines. The German military, facing internal unrest and the collapse of its allies, sought an armistice. On November 11, 1918, at 11 a.m., the guns fell silent as the Armistice of Compiègne was signed, effectively ending the fighting. The war had claimed the lives of an estimated 10 million soldiers and left millions more wounded or missing. The aftermath and legacy. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in June 1919, officially ended the state of war between Germany and the Allied powers. The treaty placed full blame for the war on Germany, imposed heavy reparations, and led to significant territorial losses. The harsh terms of the treaty, along with the widespread destruction and loss, sowed the seeds of resentment and economic hardship that would later contribute to the rise of Adolf Hitler and the outbreak of World War II. World War I also marked the end of several empires, including the Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, Russian, and German empires, leading to the redrawing of borders and the creation of new nations. The war also accelerated technological and medical advancements, though these came at a terrible human cost. In the years that followed, the world would grapple with the lessons of the Great War, but the scars it left behind would take generations to heal. The war was a stark reminder of the destructive potential of modern industrialized warfare and a tragic testament to the cost of unchecked militarism, nationalism, and imperialism. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful videos.